Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're separating fact from fiction. If you spend any time scrolling through stock market news, it's so easy to get swept up in the narrative, especially with tech and engineering stocks. So we're stripping away all that noise. In this explainer, we're looking strictly at the verified Q4 FY26 data to give you a grounded, completely hype-free look at L&T Technology Services, or LTTS. I mean, you've probably seen those sensational headlines floating around online. Stuff like, Stock Radar, LTTS exposed, engineering giant's secret to beating market volatility revealed. It sounds incredible, right? It totally makes you feel like you're missing out on some massive, foolproof opportunity. But look, we don't buy into headlines here, we buy into data. So the ultimate question we absolutely have to answer today is this. Is LTS really beating the market, or is this all just hype? Think of me as your reality checker. We're going to dig into their actual business model, the global tailwinds they're riding, and most importantly, the hard financial reality that completely debunks some of the wilder claims out there. Let's dive into Section 1, what LTTS actually does. And here's a massive hint right up front. It is not traditional IT. The key term you need to know here is ER&D, engineering, research, and development. That is entirely different from the traditional IT services you get from giants like TCS or Infosys. Traditional IT is usually about maintaining software systems, keeping data centers running, back office tech, that sort of thing. But ER&D? That's the outsourcing of actual physical product engineering, hardware and software design, and industrial automation to specialized firms. India has become a massive global hub for this stuff, and LTTS is a pure-play leader in this highly technical space. To really grasp their value, you've got to look at what LTTS actually designs. They aren't just writing basic back-office code. They are building incredibly complex real-world systems for global Fortune 500 companies. We're talking automotive mobility systems, embedded software that runs critical hardware, industrial automation, telecom hardware, smart factories, and even highly regulated medical electronics. The barrier to entry here is extremely high, and because they're deeply embedded in their clients' core products, those client relationships are super sticky. Now, a breakdown of their revenue reveals something pretty interesting. Over 60% of their cash comes straight from North America, with Europe making up another 18.3%. So yes, LTTS is an Indian ER&D leader, but they are heavily exposed to the economic health of the developed world. Basically, if the US or European economies sneeze, LTTS's balance sheet catches a cold. Building on that geographic split, let's look at their revenue by vertical. About 36% comes from sustainability and industrial products, 32% from transportation, and nearly another 32% from telecom. So they are highly reliant on automotive, transportation, and telecom, which, hey, is fantastic when those sectors are booming. But as we'll see in just a second, it creates some serious vulnerabilities when capital expenditure in those specific industries starts to tighten up. Okay, with that foundation set, let's zoom out to Section 2, the global ER&D sector tailwinds. We're talking multi-decade growth drivers here. Look, we are sitting right in the middle of a massive global technological shift. Factories are becoming fully connected, automated, and data-driven thanks to Industry 4.0. The massive pivot toward electric vehicles and smart mobility, that requires an insane amount of embedded software and battery system engineering. Telecom networks are aggressively upgrading with 5G and edge computing. And of course, there's AI-powered manufacturing. Management at LTTS has repeatedly emphasized a pivot toward what they call engineering intelligence, intentionally placing themselves right in the crosshairs of these long-term trends. Strategically speaking, they are in exactly the right place. But here is where we need to hit the brakes on the hype train. Welcome to Section 3, the financial reality check. Let's start debunking some of that online hype using actual verified FY26 data. Let's tackle that first headline claim we saw at the top of the explainer, the claim that LTS is beating market volatility. Guys, the reality, based purely on the data, is the exact opposite. LTS actually corrected significantly in 2025 and 2026. In fact, it flat out underperformed several of its peers during parts of FY26. Why? Well, mostly due to weak discretionary spending in Europe and a really slow recovery in the automotive vertical, which, as we just saw, is a third of their business, along with some general client spending cuts. Claiming they beat market volatility is a massive exaggeration. The narrative online might be screaming momentum, but the technicals show a stock that has literally been stuck in a brutal 315-day consolidation phase. It corrected heavily from its previous highs and has just been trading sideways. Now, it is holding long-term support levels around 3,000 rupees, which is definitely a positive sign of institutional accumulation. But it's basing. It is not currently breaking out. To call this a setup with strong technicals without acknowledging that massive sideways grind, it's incredibly misleading for anyone looking for a quick trade.
Okay, here's another myth we need to tear down. Consistent, strong growth. The cold, hard reality is that growth slowed materially during FY26. Yeah, they still posted 14% year-over-year revenue growth in INR terms, but it's just no longer the hyperscale growth phase it once was. Actually, Reuters reported earlier in the year that LTS had to cut revenue expectations entirely because of weaker client spending and margin pressures. The current EBIT margin is sitting around 14.5%, which is noticeably below its historical peaks. Now, let me be perfectly clear here. I am absolutely not saying this is a bad company. Far from it. The crucial thing is we have to balance that bearish reality check with the fundamental strength of their balance sheet. At a current price-to-earnings ratio of about 27, it's trading at a pretty moderate valuation for the sector. More importantly, they boast a return on equity of nearly 20%. They generate excellent cash, and their debt-to-equity ratio is basically zero. It's at 0.09. So from a pure financial quality standpoint, the underlying business is robust and highly resilient. So when you see people claiming there's a clear, bullish setup, you have to understand that the reality is highly conditional. This stock isn't just going to magically rocket up because it has a good story. Any future bull run is absolutely dependent on global macro conditions actually improving. Specifically, we need to see a recovery in European automotive engineering budgets, and we have to see real monetized acceleration in their AI-led engineering intelligence deals. Right now, it's a waiting game. So after synthesizing all the data and the business model, that brings us to section 4, the final verdict. Who is the stock really for?
Let's look at the realistic scenarios for the years 2026 to 2030. Basically, we have 3 possible paths. In the bull case, if AI and Industry 4.0 adoption truly accelerates, LTS could eventually cross that $2 billion revenue mark, margins expand, and the stock re-rates to a premium valuation. The base case, which is probably the most realistic, sees moderate growth of 10 to 14% CAGR with stable margins and steady, sector-aligned returns. But you always have to respect the bear case. If a global recession worsens or the auto sector falls even further, those engineering budgets are getting cut and valuation will compress. You've really got to weigh these scenarios against your own personal risk tolerance. Based on our reality check today, the ideal investor for LTTS is someone with a long-term timeline. It's for an investor who fundamentally believes in the multi-decade theme of technology and industrial digitization. It's for someone seeking pure play exposure to AI engineering. Crucially, though, and we proved this with the consolidation charts and the slowing growth data, this is not a stock for a short-term momentum trader looking for a quick flip. LTTS is a structural bet on the future of engineering, and that requires immense patience. And that brings us to the end of our reality check. I really hope this explainer helped you cut right through the noise and understand the true mechanics behind LTS. Relying on raw data is honestly the best way to protect your portfolio from market hype. So, the big question moving forward is this. Will LTS successfully monetize the AI engineering boom fast enough to break out of its consolidation? Or will a sluggish global auto market keep it grounded for now? Let us know what you think in the comments, and hey, tell us which stock we should analyze next. Thanks for learning with us, and we'll see you in the next one.